Hello everyone, good evening all. Welcome to this 4 days of workshop. Just a minute. Uh, Okay, so welcome to this 4 days of workshop. Okay, so here we're going to see about the basics of React to the advance of React. We're going to cover it up. So what are the topics that we're going to cover is we're going to see about class-based components and lifecycle methods, and probably the most important thing like work with APIs. Like we're going to cover it. And when it comes to function-based component, we're going to see about the till hooks. We're going to cover it till the function-based component, till hooks, the basic hooks. We're going to cover it. Okay, so and it is a 4 days of workshop where you will each and every day you will get a certificate. You will get an attendance form. You need to fill this attendance form. If you submitted at the attendance forms, the people who all completed the 4 days, you will get a certification. Okay, so you will get it towards that. So now let us jump into the React workshop, and let me see that what is React and how it is coming from the basics level. We're going to discuss it now. Okay, so if you have any doubts regarding this workshop or regarding this React or regarding any doubts, you can communicate in the YouTube live. Okay, you can chat box. You can see the live chat box in the YouTube. You can communicate it here. I can able to see all your messages here. So this is page is the streaming page. I will come here, and I will show you the everything to like how can we do it and everything. I will answer for your all the question. Okay, so you can make it as responsive, like interactive also, no problem in that. Okay, so let us move on to React. And today what we're going to cover is we're going to cover what is React. Hi Priyadashini, hi. So we're going to see about what is React, exactly why we need React, and why people are crazy about React, why everyone is speaking about React and everything, why they are telling about. We're going to discuss that one. Okay, and once you completed that one, how to install, what are the essential things that we need to do it, and we're going to see about what is how to install the structure of the React. And okay, so once we done with that, okay, once we done with that, then we will move on to the structure and what are the pre-modification, get into the project, what are the things that we're going to do, and what are the basics things, why React is really helpful, what is components, and so much of things we're going to discuss it now. Okay, so you can communicate through us in the chat box, and the admins link will share it in any time. Okay, so the people who are watching it continuously, you will get this, you will get notified once the attendance is shared in the chat box. Okay, so don't miss the attendance form for the next 4 days. You will get an you just going to get, you will get the participation certificate, and also you will get mentioned in the LinkedIn by Navidu Biswaso. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so let us go for React JS. So what is this React JS? Okay, so before that, I just want to tell one thing, right? So people who all are, who like, just tell it in the chat box, how many of you know JavaScript? Like I worked with JavaScript and I do some work with JavaScript, like that. How many of you already know JavaScript? Okay, so if you already know somehow about JavaScript and the syntax, the concepts and the language, and something little bit about ES6, please tell it in the chat box. Okay, so what are the concepts that you know that? Okay, so we're going to discuss it now. Okay, so because so if you don't know the JavaScript means, I just want to give you an another thing to do also. Okay, if you know JavaScript, tell it in the chat box. If you don't know the JavaScript, tell it I don't know. Okay, like it. Okay, I will give some resources to work with. Okay, so now let us move on to React.js. What is React.js? Well, simple. React.js is an library. Okay, it is a library. So what is a library? Simple, like when it comes to development. Okay, when it comes to development, so we will use I don't know. Okay, Nishad Kumar, that is fine. Okay, so I will tell what are the things that you can follow. I will tell it. Okay, so what you need to do is, what is actually a library is, library is nothing but it is going to ease our work. So which means when I want to develop a website like Team or anything, I want to develop a website or a web app. Okay, I just want to develop anything. So we have lots of tech stack. Okay, so we have HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and so much of things. And what is frameworks? And we will came up with the frameworks, libraries, plugins, and so much of things. What is this? So they are all a supporting events that is really going to helpful for building these things to happen. Okay, so React also is same like that. Libraries, a combination of so much of plugins, and it is a huge library. And with the help of this React.js library, we can able to create and very good application with ease time, and also it will like probably we will do so much of work very easily. Okay, so that's what we can do. Okay, let me see that what it will do and what are the main features of React. We will do it. And this is the documentation of React. Just click here and you can able to see that. Okay, so the React doc is updated. Fine. So this is going to be the React jobs, and let us go for here. Okay. Okay, here you can see what is the first thing that React can help us. React create a user interface from the components. So what is mean by that? Like it is going to be a front end library. Well, we know that JavaScript is a front end client side of scripting language. So it is going to be a front end library. So with the help of React, where we can able to create an front end application, a web, like what is mean by front end, a user interface, how the website is looking. We can able to work with that. So that is what it is we can able to come up with. And second one is write component with code and markup. So what is mean by that? Like we can able to create a components. So what is mean by components? Well, simple. So maroon jan class, so maroon January class, SSV. Is this attendance is shared? No, the attendance will be shared a little bit later. Essentially, you are asking about the personal bootcamp. The personal bootcamp is going on now. Right now, Nabidu Biswa sir is taking the class. Okay, so join the Zoom meet. As usual, Zoom meet, SSV. I think you attended my class also. So join the Zoom meet. Okay. So how long this class will be? Like it is going to be 8:30 to 9:30 and it will for 4 days. Okay. So the basics of JavaScript, basics to advanced, it will be covered here, and the advanced to master, the next week, it will be covered by Nabidu Biswasa. Okay. Good evening all. Good evening everyone. Okay. So what the React component we can come up with? Like we can able to build an application. Okay. So very easily with the help of this component, and the main thing is reusable component. So what is mean by that? Okay, simple things. If I want to create a button by using HTML tag and CSS, yeah, HTML tag, CSS and everything. Okay, so if I want to create an button again, if I want to create a button again, what we will do, we will simply copy paste the code, right? So same like that, right? For example, if you are what is component is nothing but something that you are creating a building block. Okay, so if you know about the atomic molecules component design pattern, what is mean by that? Like atoms are combined together forms some molecules, and molecules are combined together form an organism, and organisms are combined to form the pages, and the pages are combined to form the entire website, right? Same that component is applied here, React. Okay, so we will create small component. For example, for button I will create this. For example, you can see this live button, right? So I will create a separate component for React and I will store it. Okay, so this is my component. Okay, and here you can able to see my video is visible, right? So this is a separate component, and this is a separate component, and this is a separate component. Like that, in my application, what all the components are needed, I will create it. Okay, I will create a separate component, and I will write the HTML and the JavaScript, and what is the functionality I need to do. If someone clicks the button, what is the functionality? Okay, everything in that component. Okay, so the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, all the three things will be in that component. Okay, simply a button, HTML will be there, the CSS, how it looks, it will be there, and what are the functionality I need to add, it will be there. Okay, all the three things are added, and it will be created as a component, and it will be stored. Okay, it will be stored in our application. And what I will do, whenever I want this component, whenever I need this button, I just call the button name and I can use it. I don't want to copy paste the code and everything. Okay, I can able to. And you may ask, like, what if I want to add a different functionality? What if I want to add a different content? Instead of live, I want to add some other things. What is, like, we can able to change it dynamically. Okay, so that is what the power of React. So the reusable component. So you let us go for why React JS. Okay, so now the main benefit of is potential to reuse this component. So what is mean by that? So whenever I creating an application, I just create a component, or it may be a button, it may be an card, it may be an a user, whatever thing. I just created a component and I will create it, and whenever I want it, I just call the name and I can use it. I will give you the real example, the practical example also. Don't worry about that. Okay, we can use it. Okay, so this is, we can use this. Okay, this is the one thing. And the second one is React or declarative programming language. What is mean by that? So we have imperative and declarative way of writing. So what is this? So imperative is nothing but, so we need to tell the step by step guide what we need to do. So this kind of writing we will follow in the vanilla JavaScript. So what is mean by vanilla JavaScript? The normal JavaScript. So when we are writing normal JavaScript, I need to tell each and every step in React, like in JavaScript, right? So go and get the button, add a click button, add a click event, and click the button and change the DOM and change the inner HTML to this one and change the pixel to that one. I need to tell step by step things for that one, right? So that is called as imperative programming. So where we need to tell each and everything. Okay, so that is what it is. But React is a declarative programming. Okay, so here we don't want to tell each and everything that we want to execute. Okay, even in React we never touch the DOM. Well, the React, it will takes, the React is automatically works on the DOM. Okay, so how it is means, it's like just like an editing. So you will tell that what is the starting point and something has happened, what is my ending point. This is what we will do, and React will finds out the best way to change the component to different thing. For example, if you click this button, I just want to end the meet, right? So start the meet is my initial stage and end the meet is my ending stage, right? In JavaScript, I need to code everything like imperative. If go and get the button, and if someone clicks it, you just want to call it and you just want to end the meet, like that I need to tell it. Okay, but when it comes to React, I will create an initial stage and I will create a final stage and I will add an event listener, and React will find out the best way to travel through the DOM and it will change it for it. Okay, this way we will hustle, and this is the one thing that is lacking in Angular and where React is very good at it. That is what virtual DOM. Okay, so React creates its own virtual DOM and it will travel through it and it will work on it. That's what it is. Yes, yes, Viber, you are correct. That's one. And this is the two things that it is comes to here. And React, yeah. So this what it is, and we have much more things also. So before that, I will tell what are the prerequisites that you need to download before getting into our code. Okay. So what I want to do, first one is, what are the things that you need to download is, just want to download this Git Bash. Okay, so just go and download this Git Bash. Okay, so whether you are using Mac or Windows or anything like that, just use this Git Bash. Git Bash is nothing but it is an terminal where we can able to write some terminal command code and we can able to work with that. Okay, so if you, it's just a normal download, just go and click this download, it will be downloaded, and just click give all access for everything and just click it and just download it and install it. Okay, just like a terminal, and we can able to use it. So here you will get a git bash something look like here. It will be look like this. Okay, so this is what git bash is, and it will be look like it. And once you have done, then the next thing that what you need to download is, you need to download Node.js. Okay, so you need to download this Node.js. Like Node.js is a runtime environment, like it will be useful, and we will going to write some node command and everything like that. So it just want to serve, like we need to serve our file with the help of Node.js only. So we need this Node.js. What you need to do, so just go and download this Node.js also according to your PCs and everything, the same, exactly the same. Okay, once you installed it and once you download it, check whether the Node.js is successfully installed or download or not, like that. Okay, so just check with that. Okay, so just a minute. Yeah. Okay, so how can you check? That means let just go and open your git bash or any terminal that you are working with, but mostly work with git bash, that is fine. Okay, so what you can type, you can type node dash v. Okay, like this, you just want to type it, and if it is gives, you can able to see it, right? If it gives the version of the node which you have downloaded, then that is fine. Okay, if it is in instead of the versions it is indicating some other things, then you need to rewire, like just go to retest your work and just download the node properly. That's what it is. Just like that, this is the two things that you need to serve your work. Okay, so now we can go for React.js and we can start to work for it. So for that, I just go here and let I create an folder, name it as React for workshop. Okay, so inside that only whatever the code that we're going to write, we're going to write it. Okay, so normally whenever we are creating a file, what is the thing that we will do? Well, well, we will create an HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and everything. We will form a basic structure and connect the CSS with the HTML and connect the JavaScript with the HTML and create some boilerplate, and we will serve it in, and whether everything is working or not, then we will start to create our application. That's what it is, right? Same like that for React also, we need to form a basic structure and we need to do something like that. Okay, so there is several ways to install React locally to your computer. So let me see and go to the documentation and just click on this learn. Okay, and quick start. The documentation is just a minute. So the React docs is updated. That is good. Yeah, you can able to see the installation here. Just click on this installation and you can able to see what are the installation that you can do. Let us click the start a new project with React app. That is actually we want it. Okay, and here they are telling that it is Next.js. Where is React? Okay. Okay. Okay, so I will tell it. So here the documentation is changed. I don't know where it is. Installation is there. So we can write some command line, or we can use CDN, and what we can some other to work with. The best is React installed locally. So there are some little bit cool features also added, like using React with Rivulet. Now we just use with locally. What is the things that we can do it? So what I can do? Let us go here. This is the file that I want to work. Let I open it with this code. Okay, I just going to open it with Visual Studio Code, and I just going to open it with my git bash also. Okay, so that's it. You can check it whether you are in React, whether you are in that particular folder or not. Okay, that's what you need to do. And once you're done with that, what is the command that you want to write is, you just want to write create React. Sorry, so first you need to write npx and just want to write create dash React dash app, and this is a command that you want to write, and you need to mention which folder all your files that it need to become. Okay, so I just create dash my app. Okay, so whatever the folder name you can give it. Okay, so this is the command you need to follow. So what is this npx? It will install the latest version of the React, and also it will install only one time. It is not the global installation. Every time you are creating a React app, that you need to use this, and you need to install it. Okay, so I just ran this, and it takes some time to just download, install all the packages that are needed to start with React. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, so meanwhile we just go and look into the new React documentation. Okay, even right now only I watched it. The React documentation is updated. What is? Kindly bring advanced project CDS using, sir. Kindly bring advanced. Yeah, you will get advanced project. So this is an basics classes, and you're going to have advanced to master classes, and also we have projects in React Marin stack. Like there are so much of clone application has been already done. Have a look into that. It will be that, and very soon we're going to have some advanced project also. It will become. Okay, it depends upon the schedule. Okay, so you will get it. Sure. Okay, let us go for React documentation. Hmm. Learn React. Okay, so they are updated everything to a newer component, and they have added everything. And okay, so let me see all the things. Here we're going to see all the things, what are the things, and we're going to see this, and what is this creating a component, and what is this markup with JSX, what is JSX, and what is adding styles, how can we add a style to the thing, and how can we display a data in one place to another, and a conditional rendering, each and everything we will go and discuss it. And here it is a very good structured. I think the updated React one is very good. Okay, I think recently it get updated, and you can have a look into it. You can get a very good neat documentation for your reference. Meanwhile, let me check it here. Okay, it is not uploaded. Let me do one thing. Let me open. open my terminal. Here I just go for my git bash and I just write npx create react application. I just say my app. So if you install git bash in your Visual Studio Code, you can able to get this. Okay, so you can able to get an option what are the terminals that you have and what are the terminals that you want to work. You can get an option here. You can just use this terminal and you can able to work it here. Okay, so you can either use this one or that one. Okay, so take some time to install it. Okay, so meanwhile what I do, let us go for my already installed some React application. I just go for that and I will show you some demos. Okay, some React. This one is a React, I think so. Yeah, so this is how it will be installed. So once we run this code, what will happen, my app will be created, a separate folder will be created, and in this folder we will get all the things. Okay, we will get all the things. It is automatically installed. Okay, by default it will automatically it will go and start to install automatically. I don't know why it is not installing. It is depends upon your connection, network connection also. Okay, so let me do let me let me check. Can you share the command in the chat? Oh, bro, can you explain the installation command? You are speaking fast. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, so the installation command is nothing but, so where we need to write npx. Even I was looking into why it is not installing. It depends upon the network. Okay, so you need to write an npx. So npx is going to create the right now what is the latest version that it is available. It's going to create it, and it is going to have a create react app. So this is the command that you want to use. Okay, and you need to write which folder that you want to write. Okay, if you just want to write whatever the folder that you want to store, you can store it here. So let me do one thing. Let me check my connection. Just a minute. Okay. It is started to install. Okay, now it is started to installing. Okay, so there is a problem. Like it is a delay in connection. That is why. Okay, so it is started to installing. Let me check whether it is installed. I think it is not installed. So I will delete this one. Okay, I will install again. So what is this npx? It is going to the, like, we need to we have a npm. So what is npm is? Npm is nothing but it is a node package manager. Okay, so where we can use npm to install package, remove package, and everything. Okay, here we need react package. Okay, so that is why we are using np. We need to, before that we use npm. So what is this access? Instead of npm we are using npm access. It is going to install the latest version that is available, current version that is available. Okay, so and you need to use a command called create dash react dash app, and you need to check it whether you are in the right folder. Okay, so which folder you are running this command, it is going to run it. Okay, and give a space and tell which folder that it want to install, and here we will tell workshop. Okay, let me tell the folder name as workshop. Okay, and it will start to install. So it takes some time. It taking more time than we expected. Okay, let me wait for it. Okay, so you can see that, right? My app and everything is installed. Same like that, it will start to install it. So I will tell you. So once it installed, how it will be show means, it will be show inside that our file, inside our react file, we will get all these things. Okay, so we will get node modules, public, src, and git ignore, and so much of things. Okay, so what all are these things? Let me discuss. So node modules is the module, like what is what where we, it is all the packages and react and everything, it will be there. And whenever we want any plugins or anything, that we can go with the help of npm, we can install it from this node module. Okay, we never touch this file. Okay, it will be came automatically, we never touch it file. Okay, first one. And second one, it is a public folder, and here we will get these things and everything. Some of the default file will be there in the public folder. So this file is also, we will never touch it, okay, but we will understand that why we have this public folder and everything. So this is the public folder where people can, when once we are posted it, what are the static file that you want to show to your like when they access it, what are the static file that we can store it, we can store it. Okay, so this is static file. Okay, once that is done, this is the place where we will work with. Okay, where we will work with, and everything here it will be only there. Okay, and you can able to see a folder I created called component, right? So what is component? Component is nothing but here only we will get all the component. Like I said, we will create small component and we will form a building block, right? We will form a big application and we will create a component. Like here you can see a button is there and a head is there, they are our component, and we will create this component and we will make a big application. Okay, so that's what we will do it. Okay, and these, let me see that what is this file structure and everything. Okay, it is taking more time to install. Okay, and we have this package, and before that what we can do is, before installing we can work with this file. Okay, we will go and work with this file. Once it is installed, I will show you that one. Okay, because it is taking more time to show, sorry for that. Okay, so I just going to remove everything. Okay, I will explain the basic structure. SRC my app. Okay, so right now we are here and our newly created file is still installing. It will install later, no problem. There is problem in installing, I don't know what is the work. Let me see that. Okay, so sometimes it will happen because it takes some network issues to, it depends upon the internet connection. Okay, so these are the files you are getting with. Okay, so once you are get this file, you can able to see this one, this file. Okay, so right now what you need to do means, right now I just go here and go for your git bash or anything, the terminal that you are using, and check with whether you are in my app or not. Okay, if you are not in my app, you need to see change directly to this my app. Okay, I will tell it once it is installed how can we work with and how can we change it and everything. Okay, so once it is done, then you need to write a command called npm start. So what this command will do means, it will create a server for us. Okay, so the node, it is going to create a server for us, and whatever the code that we have written here, it is going to serve it in the browser. Okay, right now it is saying that your file is successfully served, and actually this is what inside that application is. Okay, so inside that application, it what it is, don't care, don't worry about that, we will discuss it. Okay, don't worry about that everything, and we will react, we will work it. Okay. Shivakumar, are you asking a question or you are telling an information? Okay, it is compulsory to give a lowercase for your app name, my app. Okay, I created workshop. Okay, I not created anything my app. Okay, and I just also installed my app only for lowercase. Okay, so thank you for that sharing. Yes, you need to use the lowercase only for command line because they are all case sensitive. You need to create it. Now we are using workshop folder. Okay, so we are working with, it is going to install workshop. Okay, so because of, I think because of my network issue, it was not installing. But once you started to write this command, it will install definitely, and you will get a basic structure folder. Okay, fine. Let me go for here. So this is the application that is inside it. Okay, so now let me work here. Okay, so what are the folders that is inside your public folder is, you will get these much of things, and you don't want anything. What you can do, you can delete everything, only the file that you want. Here it is index.html. So this is the index.html file, and this is the file that you wanted, and you can able to see this is our html file, the basic file. And let us see what is inside. And we have a html tag, you can able to see we have a html tag, and inside this html tag we have a head and we have a body tag. Okay, and we know that the head tag, all the meta informations and the links and everything will be stored here. Okay, so that is what inside this head tag, we don't want it. And let's see what is inside our body tag. And inside our body tag, you can see a no script will be there. And what is the no script tag? Well, the no script tag is used to, well, the no script tag is used to, if someone is by default they are blocked the javascript. Okay, so in browser settings we can able to block the javascript. Okay, if someone blocked the javascript in their browsers, in their browsers, what you need, what the message that I want to give, you need to enable the JavaScript like that, because without JavaScript I'm not able to run the React application in the browser. So I just telling that you need to enable it, otherwise you cannot see this application. I likewise I'm giving a warning message to them, okay, in my browser. Okay, so that's what it is, the no script tag is. And here you can able to see a div, okay, a div that is id with root. Okay, so a div have an id with root and it is closed, and there is nothing here. Let me write something here. I just say hello, and you can able to see a hello is came and it will be go, like it will be gone. You can able to see that one, right? So let me see. So what is happening here is, inside this div only we are serving our components. Okay, we are sending our components. In normal JavaScript, what we will do, we will get an element, we will create a div, or we are get an element. If I want to send, if I want to add a card, or if I want to add a button, what we will do, we will use dot inner HTML property, or we will use some of the vanilla JavaScript like append element, append child, like that we will use it and we will send it, right? So same like that, here there is an empty div is there, and whatever the component I going to create, okay, I going to combine those component and I going to serve that entire thing in a single place. Here only I going to serve it. Let me see how can I connect this place with my component place. So right now this is inside our public folder. Okay, so all other things are default things, it will be came. Yeah, finally it is installed. Finally it is installed. Okay, let me cut this one, we don't want this one. Okay, so it is, you can see that once I run this npm create react app and workshop, what is happening, you can able to see some code is started to writing and it is started to installing our application. You can see in the name of workshop we have created a workshop, we have created a folder, and inside this folder we have package.json. Okay, so what it will do, it will started to install everything. So likewise it is started to install everything, and it will install all the things, node modules, public folder, src, json.package.json, and everything it will be installed. Okay, so because some delay, that is why it is taking some time. Okay, no issue with that. Okay, so let me do one thing. Yes, 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚. Okay, okay, so this one, let me see. Let us go. It is still taking time. Okay, fine, let me go here, and you can able to see here. And inside, if once it is installed, you will get this node modules and everything. Okay, so it will create an simple application where the logo of React will be there, and it will just load animation. And what is our duty is, we need to delete everything and we need to construct our own application. That's what it is. Okay, so now we have discussed that in our HTML file we have a div with an id of root, right? So I just close it here. How can I connect? How can I send all my component to this one? How can I send it? So here you can see this src folder, right? Let us open this src folder, and here what all are the components are important. Here also we will get so much of things. Okay, we don't want anything. We can delete it. And what is the file that is important is this index.js file is important. Index.html file is important. Index.js file is important. Why? Index.html page is going to be the base that is going to be having the entire thing. Okay, it is going to be the structure, and index.js file is what connecting the component with the index.html file. So if I go for index.js file, let us open here. Okay, so if you right now we come to the point, if you don't have knowledge in basics of JavaScript, and if you don't have knowledge in little bit about ES6, then the syntax of React is going to be really tough for you. Okay, so for that what you need to do means, you need to understand, you need to learn the JavaScript and ES6. Okay, so that is why we are saying JavaScript is the foundation, and React is going to be a library that is going to support JavaScript. And without JavaScript, you cannot learn React. Okay, people will think like, okay, I don't want to learn JavaScript, I can learn React. React, everything we going to write, whatever we going to write, everything is in the JavaScript syntax. Okay, so these things, imports and these things, everything is in JavaScript only. So you need to learn JavaScript first. Okay, if you haven't learned JavaScript, then what you need to do, in our class, in our live itself, we have taken beginner to advanced JavaScript class, advanced to master JavaScript class. It is already taken for 8 days, a complete workshop taken. So in that class, we have covered basics to advanced and advanced to mastery, and ES6 we have covered. Okay, so if you learn that one, then it is easy for you. Okay, but still I will explain about what is happening here. Simply, this is a default folder that we will get. Let me check. still not installing. Okay, this is the default folder that we will check it, and it will be still there. We don't want to change anything. Okay, what is happening here is, here it is importing something. So what is mean by importing means, well, in my folder some files it is needed, so it is importing it is importing here. So what it is importing is importing something called as React DOM, and this React DOM component is going to be useful for working with the component. So we need it. This is a syntax, we need to write it. Okay, so where it is installing React DOM from the client. Well, it is go and install from the node modules. Okay, so here it just importing it. Okay, and we need a file called index.css. It is importing a file called index.css, and where it is, you can able to see the CSS file here. You can see this file here. So this is what it is importing. Okay, and we need import app from app, and note this file. This file is going to be our building block. Okay, this file is going to be our building block where we're going to work everything. And here you can able to see this app.js file. Okay, inside that only we will write all our component and everything. We're going to write it. It will be that, and we will discuss it. Okay, and simply we are, and this web vitals, you not needed anything. You can remove it also, no problem. Okay, simply whatever we want to import. So this is important. You need to import in the first file, and these all are what are the files that you want to import. You can import it. Okay, and here we have write some vanilla JavaScript code. What is the code that we have created? And I say React DOM dot create root. So what this create root is going to do means, it is going to connect this JavaScript file with this index.html, and we need to tell where I need to connect. You can able to see document.getElementById by id root. So it is getting an id with an element root. So where it is in index.html, you can see that we have an element with id, and you can see that empty thing, right? So we are grabbing by using document.getElementById by id. We are getting this id, and we are connecting, and we are creating a root element, and we are storing inside this variable. And here we can say that root.render. So what is mean by root.render? Well, inside that root, inside this index.html, okay, what you need to show, okay, what you need to show, I will write it here. For example, here what I'm going to do, okay, we will continue here itself. Here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to write npm start. So here what I say, inside this render, you need to render something called as app with a closing tag. So something I written, I just remove this one. Okay, and I save it. And you can able to see this is our file, and if I save it, you can see nothing is here because I said nothing to render. So what I want to render, I hasn't said anything, right? So I just going to say an h1, okay, and an universal welcome for programming language, hello world. And if I save it here, you can able to see the hello world is render. So what is happening? What is the relationship between this index.js and index.html? We are connecting things, and whatever I going to give inside this, okay, whatever I going to give inside this, it is going to render it here. Okay, it is going to render it here. Right now I created hello world, and it is going to render it here. Okay, and you can notice one thing, what here we have written, it is a JavaScript code, right? And it is an HTML. So a JavaScript is returning an HTML. Okay, so what is the syntax that React follows? The syntax is nothing but, it is called as JSX. What is meant by JSX? So it is called a JavaScript XML. So what is XML is? XML is a format. It is something similar to HTML. Okay, so we will store it in database. Simply, how we will create component is, JavaScript will be there. Inside JavaScript, we will write HTML. Inside HTML, we will write JavaScript. So this is going to be there. So a combination of JavaScript with HTML, it is called as JSX. Okay, JavaScript XML. Okay, it is going to be that, and that is what we're going to follow. And right now, what we have render is, instead of this hello world, we have render something called as app, like this caps app, and give a closing tag, self-closing tag. So what is this? Well, this is called as component. Okay, so understand the atomic atoms and molecules. I give an example. So small atoms combine together form molecules, and the molecules combines together form pages, and the pages is going to be, we're going to render it, right? And we're going to build it for a website. That's what it is. And this is a component. Okay, this is a component. Let me see, go and look into that page. What is here? We are imported that component and we are using it. And this is a way to call a component. Okay, here you can see app. You let it just give a space. If you don't give a space also, it is also fine, no problem with that. But for neat code, you need to give a space, and you need to give a space and give a self-closing tag. And if you self-close the tag, and it will render all the things that is inside that component. Okay, that is what it is going to do. Let me see how can we create a component. Okay, how can we create a component? So for that, I just go for this index.js, and there are so many things is already returned here, right? What I'm going to do, let me remove everything. Okay, so this is just an app.js file. I just save it. You can see nothing will be there. Nothing will be there. Now I'm going to create a component. Okay, creating a component in React, two types. One is class based and function based. Okay, class based or like object oriented. Function based follows the function programming language. Like, okay, it is going to follow. The most easiest one is working with functions. Okay, class is also easiest one, but they have some most like very big syntax to work with. We will see class-based component also. We will cover class-based component and function-based component also. So for now, we're going to create a component called, we're going to create a component. That's what we're going to do. So let me do one thing. How can I create a component? So let us import React. Without this also it will work, but it will be good to go with. Let us import React from React. This is a common syntax, like how we will React, how we will be install this React DOM from it. It is a common sentence, right? So we are installing, and now I just going to create, either we can able to create a component by using class based or function based. I'm going to create a component by function based right now. Okay, for understanding purpose, I just going to say function, and for creating component, the name of the component should be caps. So here the function name, it is going to be a component we're going to create. It should be caps. Okay. Here I just going to say app. Okay. This is going to be my component name app. And I just going to create a component. That's it. We have created a component. So what is a component? A component is a block of HTML and CSS. Like we will group the HTML together, right? That's what it. So what is the component I can create? Well, I can create h1. Okay, so here I just going to say, if someone calls this component, what you need to return? You need to return an h1 tag that is containing hello world, like this. Okay, so now that is done. Okay, that is done. We have done it. We have created a component. That's it. Okay, we have completed. But somewhere I need to import this component, right? If somewhere I want to import it, then I need to export here. Then I need to export it here. So for that, you can, what you can use is, you can write a keyword called export, and you can use default. So default is nothing but if someone access this page and this is the only component I want to export it. Okay, I just say component default and I say app. That's it. Okay, make sure that it is in caps or not. So now what we are doing, we are creating a component and we are exporting it. And wherever I want to import this component, I can able to import it. Now if I save it, you can see we are getting hello world. Why means right now we are exported it, right? In index.js, we have imported the component. You can see import app, this component, import this app component from the file /app, the same, how the same directory app you need to import it. And I say that whatever you have imported it, just render it here. Understand? You can see this, right? So that is what we are doing. So simply, this is a page, and here you can able to see this component folder, right? They are considered as, let us consider they are atoms. Okay, small components. What I can do, I can use this app component to combine all the components. So let me do one thing. Go and create another component with the help of class. How can we create it? I just click on this one. I just going to name it as hero dot, either you can use JS or you can use JSX. Okay, both are valid. I go for JSX. And how can we create a component? Let us import. Okay, it is not mandatory, but it is, you can import it. That is fine. Okay, no problem. React from React. and here I just going to create a function, okay, and I just going to say this is going to be my hero component, okay, and if someone calls the component, I need to, what I want to return is, I just want to return a div, okay, and the div is going to have an h1, and I just going to say welcome to TWD React workshop, okay, like this, and here I will create a button, okay, and I just going to say click this button like this, okay. So now I just created this component. Now I need to export this component. How can we export? I just say export default from hero, okay. Now wherever I want to import it, I can import it. I just go here, let us go for app, okay, let us go for app, and here I just want to import it. I just going to say slash, okay, I just want this hero component, okay, I just want to import this hero component, and you can see this, and sometimes it is automatically imported the file path hero from slash hero, like that it will automatically import it, and sometimes it will not, okay. Now what I did, this is like a component, okay, so this is a component, and this component is imported in this app.js, and it is rendering here, okay, and this is exported, this entire component is exported, and it is go for this index.html, and it is show in our HTML, you can see here, okay, likewise. And you can, if I want this component for 2 times, okay, you don't want to create this component again and again, what you can do, you just call this component name 2 times. Whenever you want to call this component, you just call it. Now you can able to see an error. So why this error is coming? Why this error is coming? Remember that whenever we are working with components, and whenever you are writing a JSX syntax, simply the component should have only one parent element. Component should have only one parent element. It should return only one parent element. Here you can go for hero.js. What is the parent element? The div is the parent element. It has only one parent element, and all the components, all the h1 and buttons are inside this div. Okay, so here it is valid. Without div, we are writing means it will throw an error. Same like that. Here, what is happening? Here I just rendering 2 things, and this component is returning 2 things. It will not return like that. You need to return a single parent. So for that, what can I do? Well, we can put this component inside a div simply. So what I'm going to do, I just going to say a div. Let us create a div tag. Okay, let us create a div tag, and inside this div tag, let us cut it here. At this one, and open it and put all your component here. That's it. Now you can see there is no syntax error is here. Why? Because it is returning single component. It is returning only div, and inside the div only we have children. So the component is going to return this div only. Okay. If I save it, you can see we get this we get the component 2 times, right? So this is called reusability. So whenever I want the component, I just whichever place you can import it in anywhere. For example, you created a button in the first page, and you want the button same styling and everything in the 4th page of your website, you can import it in there. Just it will be export. It is available wherever you want. You can import it and you can work it. And if I save it, how many times you're going to import and you're going to install it? It is going to be that. Okay. So okay, it is not installed because of the connection only, I think so. Okay, fine. Okay, I will install it. I never touch the file. Tomorrow I will show you after installing how it is working. Okay, so today what are the things that we have covered is simply how React is structured, and what is component, what is reusable component. Okay, and make sure that it is not just get started. Okay, so and these things, these component, here we can able to change the content dynamically, and here we can able to add the function dynamically, like that. Whatever we want to do, we can able to do dynamically. We're going to cover that later. Okay, so what is the overlap here is, so once you run this command line npx create react app and your folder name. It should be case sensitive. It should be written in small. Okay. And once you write it in the command and it is started to install like this. Okay. It is started to install like this. Once you installed it, then you need to check it whether you are in the right folder or not. Okay. So you are not in this folder that you have installed. What you need to do, you need to write a command called don't worry, I will tell it. Okay, tomorrow we will tell it. You need to write a command called cd and you need to type the name and you need to write npm start. Once you start it, you will get the basic folder. Okay, and in that folder, what are the things are imported, what are the code files are there means you will get a node modules and public folder and src. So what we will do, what are the files are actually needed, we will keep it, and which all are the files, this image and everything we don't want it, we delete it. Okay, we will simply delete it, and only we need this index.html where it is going to be the base structure, and here it is going to be our index.js. So here it is going to be connecting our index.html with index.js. It is going to connect with me. Okay, it is going to connect with us, and this exports and imports or ES6 syntax, and whatever we want to import, this is a default page, we will import it. Okay, so these all are components, so we will use it. So this, consider this is as atom, so it's small things, and we are combining together in a place, and this app.js is like a molecule, and we are sending it to this index.html and to form an entire page. Okay, likewise we will do it. So for button, a component, for a UL list, a component, for logo, a component, for loader, a component, and a hero section, a component. And finally, what we will do, we will combine the logo, UL list, and the search and everything combined together form a navbar, that is like molecule. And what we will do, we will combine the navbar with the hero section to form the page. And once we formed the page, and we will send it in the root element, and we will create an application. Okay, so this is what the React will work. So building small things and grouping them together and come up with some big application. Okay, so that is what React will do, and it is most this is by the way, what we can achieve is, whenever you are having an error working with that button, we don't want to go and search in the entire JavaScript page. We can just go for that particular component and we can change it, and it is not going to affect any other component. It is going to be going to work with that component only, right? So just imagine how useful it is, right? So if any functionalities is that, I can change it. If any error in that functionality, I can go for that component, I can change it. I don't want to touch any other functionality, any other component. Okay. Meanwhile, if you do work with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, what we need to do? Well, there is no reusability. We need to copy paste code and everything. So remember that when we are copy pasting the code, there is high possibilities of getting error. Okay. Second one is, we don't have we don't have this declarative way of writing program. We still not covered that one, we will cover it also. And also what we don't have is, whenever we having an error, you need to look into all the errors, and there is a high possibility if you change a single line, it is going to affect all other code also. But here you will create a separate component. With the help of this, you can able to control the components and you can able to work with the components. Okay, so that is the power of the React. Tomorrow we will cover about the React components and what is JSX and the rules and what you need to follow and the style, and we will create a simple static website. Okay, let me see how can we create a simple static website with the help of React.js, and how it's going to be easy. Okay, we're going to see it tomorrow. Okay, so, and still it is not installing, sorry for that issue happen, it is just going to install, and once it is installed it, I will show you what are the folder it will be there and what are the things. Tomorrow onwards we will work here. Okay, so because I'm streaming, it is taking some much more data compared, so that is why it is not installing. We will discuss that one in afterwards. Okay, so just a minute, I will share you the link. Okay, so attendance link, you can, yeah, you will get React extension also once you completed this basics. Okay, you will get to know the React extension and how each and every component is working once you completed this basics. Okay, so just a minute, I will share you the attendance. Oh sorry, the attendance is already shared. Just fill the form. Okay, just fill the form and submit your attendance, and that is fine. Okay, just fill it. So try something different, just allow. You will get an application tomorrow, Priyadarshini. Okay, please explain React extension. Yeah, Thank you so much. And we will see the much more things and everything what we have, what we want to render and everything. Okay. Okay. See you tomorrow and we will discuss it. Okay. We will create a simple static application tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all.